All right, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music, real issues, and yet another tragedy in the radio business this time, and doing it in real time for literally like two or three people out there, just like you and me. All right, so again, these stories just keep popping up. This one was in my feed this morning. I was doing research on other topics, and then lo and behold, we've got another one. This is just sad. And before I get going on Jerry Loverman Wade, who passed away at age 61. Yeah, I know 61 is the new 81. I get it. Nobody is shocked. Nobody is upset. And that's the whole point. It doesn't seem like a lot of people care. It just doesn't. And I even get pushback from people who are within my Patreon group who signed up, who are paying me $1 or $2 a month. And they say, this is typical. Dave, I really like your commentary on music, right? I like what you say. I like the new stuff that you feature, yada, yada, right? But when you swerve into this conspiracy theory thing that you do about the most safe and effective product known to mankind, I kind of lose you. It just, you're doing great, but then you start talking this way, and then I just can't watch. I got to move on. I got to hope that you're going to talk about, if Steve Perry went out for lunch today. I mean, that's really the topic I care most about. Okay, well, Steve Perry probably had lunch today. Now, moving on to this guy who was a radio legend in Indianapolis. Longtime DJ Jerry Wade has died at the age of 61, according to WTLC. I believe that's the radio station he worked for. For more than 40 years, Wade, who was known as the Loverman to millions of listeners, and I bet you there are a few ladies out there who may have heard Jerry Wade. He hosted The Quiet Storm with the Loverman Jerry Wade 5 days a week on 106.7. So he did this every weeknight. Not only did he do the radio show, he was also executive director of Quality Life Indy, which is an adult day center on the east side that offers activities, group trips, and dance parties, previously hosted by Wade. WTLC honored Wade's memory Tuesday night with a tribute show that aired during the Loverman's normal on-air shift. Wow. So he's gone. Karen Vaughn, operation manager for WTLC, called Wade's sudden passing a complete shock to his Radio 1 colleagues. The cause of death wasn't immediately released. Now, I know what you're thinking. The skeptics, I know what you're thinking. Well, Dave, this happens. People die in their sleep. People have heart attacks, strokes. He was a busy guy. So there was nothing out there about him, say, having a certain medical problem or issue prior to this. So you went from 0 to 100 or 1,000. You just went, okay, no evidence. And now they're all shocked, because if there was something wrong prior, there wouldn't be shock. People would say, Jerry had been suffering from X, Y, and Z for quite some time. And this doesn't surprise me, but this is a shock to all of his Radio 1 colleagues, according to operation manager Karen Vaughn. Jerry was a friend, a confidant, a brother, and the ultimate party starter, and we are working together through our grief to pay tribute to one of the biggest stars our station has ever had the honor to feature. This is what Karen Vaughn said in a statement. A listener said, when I moved to Indy in 2014, one of the first things I did was hunt for my go-to radio stations. The Loverman was the first DJ I really got to know, and I've spent countless hours kicking back or cleaning the house as his unmistakable voice poured from my speakers. The airwaves won't be the same without him. Now, this is an important thing right here, because we don't have DJs with personalities anymore for the most part. Even on Sirius XM, I listen and I'm waiting for a personality. Now, again, if you're listening to what 80s on 8, you're going to hear Mark Goodman. You're going to hear some of these MTV era personalities, and it's fun and it's nostalgic. But radio, you have to be able to communicate. You just can't look into the camera and be all charming and good looking. On radio, you have to convey all of that through the microphone. So the people who are able to do that are extremely talented. And this guy was at the top of his game. I miss DJs who had personality and who have talent, so much so that, again, in the old days, you program your own show, you press all the buttons correctly, which was an art. Okay, you cue the records up just enough. You got, certain amount of time to talk over the beginning of a song. All of those things, all of those skills are a lost art now, because now a computer calculates everything for you. You're going to talk over a song, this is where you need to stop. Or you can pre-record something, drop it in there, and then have the computer make it sound like you're a live DJ. So this man, who I'm sure used all the technology available, still was able to garner a huge audience because of his amazing personality. All right. And personality-based DJs are slowly, actually, maybe not even slowly, quickly becoming a thing of the past. So Loverman is gone. If you're in Indianapolis right now, you're probably really sad. Like in many of these stories, Wade's family has asked for privacy as they deal with the devastating loss. Now, this is where people get mad at me. Well, see, they want privacy. So why are you talking about this? Because I want answers to these questions. I don't want to pry into Wade's personal life. I don't want to disrupt the family as they try to mourn. I'd like answers, and maybe they would like answers too. Look, there's a guy on YouTube. He's an English fellow, older gentleman. He's been compiling stats now for 3 years on all case mortality and when it started, and how it seems to be directly related to that super safe and effective product that the Center for Disease and Chaos is still recommending to people even now. You need an updated one. Even if you had the last one, and that was like 6 months ago, you need another one. All right. Now, I don't know if this guy was following the CDC's rules. I don't know. My guess is he probably was, but I have no idea. African-American man, and the picture of him, he looks healthy. He looks happy. 61, if that's a current picture. He looks like a fairly fresh 61 years old. Of course, again, my statement from a few months ago was, well, 61 is what? The new 81 now. People don't even question. They go, oh, well, he was old. 61. 61 is starting to hit pretty close to home for me. All right. 61, that's right around the corner. So I don't know what people are thinking. Like, this is okay. Yeah, we used to really shoot for a longer life expectancy, but now we've come to terms with those goals. And even though, science, trust the science has improved so much over the last 50 years, people should be living to 100 on a regular basis. But no, we're getting to 61 and we're just scratching our head. We're doing a face palm. Could have had a V8. No big deal. No big deal, huh? All right. Hey, the family needs privacy. Absolutely. But somebody, should come up with just some kind of thing to alleviate the pain, alleviate the stress of thinking about this and wondering, what if this was the biggest scandal in the history of humanity? What if it is? And it's still going on. I mean, hey, we learned the other day, Sinead O'Connor, no big deal. 56, she died of natural causes at age 56. And then you go look up natural causes. And what does it say? It says, well, everything just stopped. And we don't know why it just stopped, but it just stopped. So we're going to call it a natural cause. Now, if we have all of this science, and we're going to have AI doing all kinds of fun stuff for us and creepy stuff, couldn't AI figure this problem out? Couldn't you put a little program in motion to determine what it was that stopped and why it stopped? So anyway, this gentleman appeared to have quite a following. He was big with the ladies. He was big with the seniors, which is fine. I get it. It'd be nice to be 39 still. I just can't claim that. So, but each age group has to have something, and this guy catered to those folks who apparently like to dance to some great R&B music, whether that was slow or fast. I think Loverman had him covered, and a great personality. And again, these types of DJs are not only dying, they're just fading away. They're no longer needed in the generic, sterile radio environment that we currently have. So that's the video. I wish I could be more inspiring here. I wish people would care. I wish they'd care. So what are you supposed to do, right? What am I supposed to do? Well, you need to raise awareness and say, hey, this seems a little bit weird, don't you think? And then maybe someday somebody will launch an investigation into this. Somebody somewhere will file a lawsuit against whatever company who put this out there and said, yeah, it's fine. Nothing to worry about. Everybody's doing it. Okay, that's a good reason, Jumping off a bridge. Everybody's doing it. It's fine. I don't see any rocks down there. What's your problem? No problem. I'm just going to stand in line so I can go to concerts, and I'm going to stand in line so I can keep my job, and I'm going to stand in line so I can go to the supermarket. This was the biggest scandal. Even if this part of it isn't true, what they made people do was like an experiment. And what was it? About 70% of us here in the United States bought the experiment hook, line, and sinker. And where I believe we're reaping what we sowed right now. That's my humble opinion, that we're currently reaping what we sowed. And if this is all just happenstance and happened to some people, and you do get that, like, well, I did it, I'm fine. God bless you. God literally bless you. If that's you, you might have dodged a bullet. Or maybe you didn't get the full strength. Maybe you got something else. I don't know. There's no way, because you don't know what's in there, because they're not telling you what's in there. And some people might have gotten, a certain grade, and another people may have gotten a lower grade. I'm not talking about grades in school. I'm talking about potency. Anyway, food for thought, people. Rest in peace, Loverman, because DJs like you, they're not coming back anytime soon.